Good morning, Quanti people. In this video, we will be learning about break-even analysis, which is targeting for the minimum number of units to produce and sell to avoid incurring any loss. But before we proceed to discussing how to compute that, let us first get acquainted with these terms. Revenue. This pertains to the total money the company generates for the products it sold. It is represented by the formula price per unit multiplied by the quantity sold. Cost. This pertains to the total money the company spends to produce the product sold. It is composed of the total fixed cost, which is the cost that stays the same no matter how many units are produced, thus the name fixed, and the total variable cost, which is the portion of the total cost that varies with production, thus the name variable. Variable cost is represented by the formula variable cost per unit times the number of products produced and sold. For simplicity purposes, in this discussion, we have the basic assumption that total number of products produced is equal to the number of products sold. Profit is then simply the net amount of money the company generates from all sold units after deducting total cost, or revenue less cost. We can further expound the formula as follows, which leads to this new formula for profit read as price less variable cost per unit multiplied by the quantity produced and sold less fixed cost, giving you profit. Using the formula we have developed, we can then proceed to calculating for our break-even quantity. Remember that break-even is that level of production where total revenue equals total cost, which also means that profit is zero. With that, solving for quantity, we are left with break-even quantity is equal to fixed cost divided by the difference of price and variable cost per unit. Now let's practice. Nolin Plastics produces a variety of compact disc storage cases. Nolin's best-selling product is the CD50, a slim plastic CD holder with a specially designed lining that protects the optical surface of the disc. Several products are produced in the same manufacturing line, and the setup cost is incurred each time a changeover is made for a new product. Suppose that the setup cost for the CD50 is $3,000. The setup cost is a fixed cost that is incurred regardless of the number of units eventually produced. And in addition, suppose that variable labor and material costs are $2 per unit for each unit produced. And finally, suppose that each CD50 storage unit sells for $5. How much is the minimum number of CD50 should Nolin Plastics produce and sell to avoid incurring a loss? To solve for the break-even, we first have to identify the total fixed cost, which is $3,000 in this case, the variable cost per unit, which is $2, and the selling price per unit, which is $5. With that sorted out, we can then proceed to solving for the break-even quantity, which is at 1,000 units. To check, by using the formula for profit where fixed cost is at $3,000, variable cost per unit is at $2, price per unit is at $5, and total units produced and sold is at 1,000 units, revenue is at 5,000, so as with the total cost, which means that profit is zero. This confirms that our answer is correct. Let us now check if we have mastered solving for the break-even quantity by looking at O'Neill Shoe Manufacturing Company. The O'Neill Shoe Manufacturing Company will produce a special style shoe if the order size is large enough to provide a reasonable profit. For each special style order, the company incurs a fixed cost of $1,000 for the production setup. The variable cost is $30 per pair, and each pair sells for $40. Now, I'm giving you 30 seconds to try and solve for the break-even quantity for O'Neill. I hope you're calculating. That's 10 seconds. 15. 20. 25. And 30 seconds. Is your answer 100 units? If so, then Congratulations, you have now mastered break-even analysis. That's it for this video. Hope you learned something. Tschüss!